Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. We are back with more mutants. It is mutant week and we are continuing on with our hero spotlight videos for each of the four mutants that was released just 3 days ago. So we have played through Phoenix, we've played through Colossus. We are in the middle of playing through our games with Kitty Pryde or Shadowcat. So Shadowcat is all about ignoring crisis icon. She's flipping between this phase and mass form, allowing her to bypass some guard minions, crisis icons, patrol, and get to that main scheme or attack the villain because she's able to dart around. She also is able to not take any damage while in phase when she is defending, which opens up some interesting deck building options that we're going to dive into. We're going to play our protection game first, and then we're going to close it out with a leadership game. After we play Kitty, we will jump into Colossus. Not Colossus. I get them mixed up all the time. I even told myself, it's like, I'm not going to mix them up today. We're going to jump into Cyclops. So Cyclops is the last hero that we are going to be playing through for the hero spotlights with X-Men. And then starting tomorrow, we are going to dive into the Mutant Genesis campaign. So Shadowcat, we are currently running against Claw. So we keep the same villain, and then we swap out the mod sets to try and provide a little bit of variety in the play. So Shadowcat being with Claw, because Claw can really highlight some of the crisis icons. He has a lot of guard minions and the armored guards, and so Shadowcat kind of gets to see everything that she can do. So for protection, we have got a couple of new protection cards, which I'm really excited to try out. And really it's this defensive energy card that I'm really curious and I want to build today's deck around. So defensive energy is a wild resource card. It says max 2 protect, and as a hero interrupt, when you spend this card to play a defense event, draw 1 card. So Shadowcat can take 0 damage while in phased form while she is defending, and so that also opens up a pretty good perfect defense, flow like water, heavy defense event type scenario. And so that's kind of where I want to take this deck build today. So let's go ahead and just grab both of these copies of defensive energy and build around that. Okay, so defensive energy. I'm going to take a second copy of defensive energy. Let's do some desperate defenses. So desperate defense is going to allow us to stand up after we defend and don't take any damage, which is going to be pretty easy to do in phase form. But the idea is, let's see if we can try and play these only while we are in mass form. I would rather try and find cheaper defense events similar to like a Defiance to play while in phase form. That will immediately flip us, but it's a cheap way to play it. But if we do have these defensive energies, we do get to draw a card after playing desperate defense, and we get to ready. So let's go ahead and just grab the Defiance cards while we're here in the D's. Other things that we want to be looking at for a perfect defense or a high defense event strategy is going to be cards like Unflappable, cards like Flow Like Water, and some of these other upgrades, probably an Armored Vest. So we are going to be doing this, and then we're going to rely on her to be able to do all the thwarting. Hey, Magic Moose Moo, how's it going? Thought so far, she's a lot better than I thought she was gonna, or like, she's a lot more interesting and fun than I thought she was gonna be. I thought I didn't like the fact of how restricted she was. Like, I liked that in the sense of, like, it's cool to have a hero that can be very scenario specific, like Thor. So Thor is a very if you have a minion heavy scenario, he's going to thrive. Shadowcat, if you have like a heavy crisis, heavy patrol, heavy guard scenario, then she will thrive. And like overall, I didn't love that just because. But she seems to be able to thrive fairly well outside of just the guard, patrol, crisis stuff. She has a lot of access to more control in her kit, and also she's able to deal a good amount of damage. So I think even if you are playing a scenario without any of those inhibitors, then she's going to thrive better than Thor would thrive in a scenario that doesn't have any minions or something like that. So I like her. Okay, so armored vest, flow like water. Okay. Then we're just gonna start grabbing some preemptive strikes. Ooh, we're gonna grab perseverances as well, because perseverance, whenever we flip, we get a, after we change form, we get a tough status card. Since she is changing form, whenever she flips from phase to mass form, perseverance is gonna be able to be triggered really frequently. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Where would you rate this expansion compared to the others? So I have not played all of the campaign. I have not played any of the villains from a, like, just a hero standpoint. So Shadowcat and Colossus versus Miles and Gwen versus Hawkeye and Spider-Woman, and versus Warlock and Spectrum. I would say Warlock and Spectrum is probably at the bottom. I like Miles and Gwen. That's going to be at the top of my heroes. I would put this probably... I think I'm having more fun with these than I am with the Red Skull heroes. So with Hawkeye and Spider-Woman, I think this probably makes the cut over those. Not by a lot though. Not by a lot. I would say that they're pretty even. I like all four of those heroes. We're gonna hang on. We're gonna get these strengths got ready to rumble so that we can ready. Def Focus is definitely in play. Professor X is in play to help with that threat. We like the X-Jet to help pay for some of those events. 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 more, or we want 1 more Perseverance. I want more defense events so we can trigger flow like water, because we don't have... Hey, check out who's live. Hey, it's also the one. How's it going? Got Defiance. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the quick shifts in her kit. So 2, 4. So we have 7 defense events so far. Let's go ahead and grab Jocasta, because that's going to be a great addition, and she's going to help us go grab Quick Shift. Quick Shift is going to help us when we're in phase form, when we defend with a 0 cost Quick Shift, then we are able to draw 2 cards. So excellent. We get a +1 card there, and then we'll be able to trigger the Unflappable. We'll be able to trigger a lot of the other things that help just the whole perfect defense build, the Flow Like Waters, and all of that good stuff. It's also the one. Have you been able to play this expansion yet? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we are... Let's... Her kit is not super expensive. She has a lot of 1s and 2s in there, 0s and 1s. I think we still probably want to keep the doubles in there, but this is also a pretty inexpensive kit so far. But I think we'd still keep the doubles. I don't think we don't need a power ofs or anything like that, because we only have a couple of greens that cost more than 1. Nope. Today your Sinister Motives is... Ooh, nice. You did pre-order Mutant Genesis, Cyclops, and Phoenix, but only Phoenix shipped so far. Shall arrive next week. Awesome. I love Sinister Motives. Sinister Motives is my favorite campaign experience so far. I am not sure. I have yet to play this campaign, so I can't really speak to that, but I do love the campaign and how they tied everything together with like the reputation track. I just thought it was really well done. We're gonna grab electrostatic armor. Hey, Salsa One, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I would like to run a Mutant Protectors deck. I don't think this is the one because we don't have that many X-Men's. We just actually have 2. And so it's not the Mutant Protector deck that I want to run. We'll do that with Cyclops. We're getting into... Ooh, actually, this Powerful Punch is a really cool card. I really like this card because it is a defense and an attack. Let's run a Powerful Punch. Let's run 2 of those. Because it's going to be able to trigger all of our stuff, as well as maybe kill a minion before they can activate, which would be pretty great. Protective Pin Down is also a really interesting card. That can kind of just clear or just stop minions. So it's a -2 attack for those. So that is a pretty solid card. We did get Flow Like Water, right? Yeah. I'm thinking that we have maybe one more copy of Preemptive Strike, mainly just because we are running against Claw. And did I grab any copies of Preemptive Strike? Oh, I didn't. Definitely want to run Preemptive Strike. Let's see what we can cut. I love your fodder. Very neatly, or folder. Yeah, very neatly organized. Thank you. Yeah, this is. It happened a couple of weeks into me playing the game. I was like, I don't know the cards. I need something that I can just flip through, just so I can see all the cards and kind of. It helps me build stuff. We have Utopia, Danger Room, Storm, Angel over here. I don't think we want those. We do want... Oh yeah, I went to go grab Preemptive Strike and stopped when I got to Perseverance. So we got 2 copies of Preemptive Strike. Let's see, we need to cut 1 card. Which honestly may be a double. We could cut 1 copy of Perseverance. No, we're only running 2 copies of Perseverance. I think we'll cut a copy of Desperate Defense to throw in an extra copy of Preemptive Strike. Makes sense. I might actually steal that. Please do. I actually have a whole video on YouTube that describes the exact situation where these are... I have them organized by aspect, by cost, with allies in the front. Whenever you take a card from the binder, you throw a dot on it saying that it needs to go back in the binder. And then over here to my right in my box, I have everything organized alphabetically. And so if I know I'm looking for trouble, I just go to the L's. I have all the L cards here. And so I can just, there's looking for trouble. So it's really easy to try to find it. Hey, Lorenzo Ben, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing wonderful today. Alrighty, so let's see what protection has to offer with Kitty. Hey, thanks for the subscription for Prime. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Have you been able to dive into the Mutant Genesis campaign yet? No worries, great content. Thank you. I so much, very much appreciate it. Alrighty, so Claw. Oh, we also need a encounter set. A hype train is close. Sub, gift, or cheer now to start a hype train. I have no idea what that is. It just popped up on my screen. Sounds kind of crazy. No, I don't want to do down to earth. Let's do Ransacked Armory. That feels fun. I haven't played Ransacked Armory in a hot second. Sitting at the bottom of the stairs, waiting to... Oh, nice, nice. Chance for a free emote if someone subs... Oh, interesting. Okay. Once the hype train gets going, I mean. Oh, cool. Never seen that before. That's kind of fun. Alrighty, so Ransacked Armory. So we are going to just be going crazy with boosting some of these minions in there. We had a monthly challenge, which I am posting the October monthly challenge right after this stream. But we had a monthly challenge a couple of months ago, and if you are not a part of the Discord, I highly encourage you to join. You can find the description in the bio or in the video description. But we had a monthly challenge where you got so much XP and you can level up in the Discord and get cool new like names and colors and all of that fun stuff. But you get so much XP for however many attachments a minion has on it when you kill it. And we were running Ransacked Armory, and some of the minions got just crazy absurd. Alrighty, so shuffle these up. I am continuing on. I was saying earlier that we will do 2 games with Shadowcat, 2 games with Colossus today, and then we'll hop into finishing up Colossus and starting the campaign tomorrow on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. But also tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. we're shifting gears a little bit. We're gonna hop back over to Arkham. I got the Scarlet Keys Investigator pack, so we're gonna do an unboxing and first impression of the Scarlet Keys Investigator pack tonight. So if you are a fan of Arkham, that's happening tonight. This is a tiny encounter deck. It's a little scary. So, Lorenzo, do you have a hero that you are most excited for to play? And same goes for you, Salsa, especially with the Sinister Motives. Anything that you're really excited for, Sinister Motives? So Defense Network starts in. What are you running in that encounter deck? So it is the Claw set. It is the standard set. So we do all of these on standard just to kind of try and get a feel for each hero. And I've been toying with the idea, and I want to do this where maybe every like month or every so often we do of the last 4 heroes. I want to do a hero highlight, so where we take it against something that, you know, really kind of runs against their strengths or weaknesses and kind of pushes them to the test, because a lot of the standard games kind of feel like we're just getting a feel for the hero, and I want to try and push them. So we're running Claw, we're running standard, and then we are running Ransacked Armory. So more armored guards, and then a ton of just attachments for stuff. I've been watching your Phoenix vids on YouTube, and oh yes, Phoenix was so much fun. She was just so like, if that minion comes out, if her Dark Phoenix comes out, then it gets intense pretty quickly. But Oh, cool. Well, I'm excited to hear what you think about Phoenix. Alrighty. Okay, so Kitty Pride starts in solid form. We are going to do the setup. We search and put defense network. When we flip this, when revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Oh, there's the jetpack. That's gone. Uh-oh. We're going through a lot of this deck. Okay, there's the armor guard. Comes in with guard and toughness. So we cannot attack claw until we take care of this minion, unless we are in phase form. When we're in phase form, we can ignore guard. Hello, happy Monday. Hey, Armetheus. Love Shadowcat. She is, yeah, so she is way more interesting than I thought she was going to be. I thought that she was going to be, she is very cool with the guard and the crisis and everything here. But I think even without that, she's gonna see some pretty good combos and everything. It's also the one I'm looking forward to fighting Venom and making an interesting deck for Spider Ghost. Spider Ghost Gwen is like one of my favorite heroes. She was not out when I did my initial top 5 heroes, and she probably makes that cut now. I'm going to do at the end of this year, I'm going to do another video where I go back through my top 5 heroes and see if there's anything that's changed. There has been some stuff that has changed because the designers have just gotten so good at making really interesting heroes, and Ghost Spider is one of them. She works in so many of the aspects, maybe not leadership so much, but protection, she's excellent, and just so many of the, it's so much fun. Oh, we have unflappable right off the back. I love that. We don't really need an airwalk. We'll probably toss a defiance. Quick shift is great, so we'll keep quick shift and just probably hold on to it. We have Lockheed. We have a second quick shift. Okay, I think we'll actually just hang on to both quick shifts and draw a ton of cards next turn. I'm so excited to see the top 5 campaign contest winners to be released. Yes, I'm excited to see those. I want to play through a couple of them. I think that'll be fun. My top 5 have 4 X-Men in it. Nice. They were so cool. I was not able to see a lot of what was happening. I didn't get to watch the live stream. I wanted to, I wasn't able to. We got Ready to Rumble, Shadowcat Surprise, and Flow Like Water. Huge. Excellent. But they look really cool, and I just know the community is just so knowledgeable and has such great ideas that I'm really happy with that. Okay, so we got a Flow Like Water, Shadowcat Surprise. We're in Kitty Pride. I don't think we want to flip because we will probably want to attack, which we have the opportunity to flip at that point. So let's go ahead and roll up to Shadowcat. I'm thinking we want to toss a Shadowcat Surprise for an unflappable. That's going to help us get some cards. I'm really okay, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. When we go, we will attack with Shadowcat, taking us into phased form. So when Claw attacks, we'll play 2 quick shifts, which will draw us effectively +2 cards, right? So we discard this card, draw 2 cards. So next turn we will have 7 cards. Unflappable will be 8 cards in our hand. With 8 cards in your hand, you can do a lot of stuff. We will be in phase form at that point. And so I'm wondering, I wish we could get Flow Like Water down. I'm wondering if we sacrifice 1 card for Flow Like Water. And I think we probably do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go Quick Shift and Ready to Rumble to get Flow Like Water down. And that opens up our hand a little bit so that we can get some more stuff. We can get some more damage cards and things like that. Okay, so we will attack. We'll just knock this tough off, and then we have a response to flip into phased form after we do that. So we will do that. We'll hang on to Quick Shift. We'll ready. We'll draw into 5 cards. Preemptive Strike. Alrighty. Another preemptive strike. Acute control. Okay. I like acute control, especially with this guard minion already out. And then we've got a phased strike. Which actually, I didn't even think about this, but the phase strike allows us to discard a card that has a hero interrupt or hero response, or hero action or hero response. So these are like the attachments. And I think that we have a lot in this ransacked armory set. So we'll go 1 here. Claw is going to attack us for 0 plus 2 boost cards. We will take it. We will play quick shift. So we'll draw 2 cards. So we got Ready to Rumble and a Perseverance. And we've got 1, 2, 3. So since we are defending, after we defend, we flip over into solid form. We took no damage, so we will exhaust Unflappable. Because we did defend, Quick Shift is a defend card, and we draw into Desperate Defense. So right there, now we have 7 cards. Cool idea. 4-player game, X-Men, Avengers, Guardians, Spider Champion versus Ooh, yeah, I like that. We are doing a 4-player campaign or 4-player game on Wednesday evening. So that's going to be me, Maurice Andrews Jr., D20 Woodworking, and then Descry Gaming. So we did one earlier when we did Mutant Formula with the 4 spiders, and now we're running it back against Venom Goblin Expert. Oh, so I'm sorry. The giveaway ended last night. I forgot to take that off. I'm sorry, the dose. I'm sorry about that. I meant to take that off. The giveaway ended last night. We are announcing the winners on Wednesday. Alrighty, don't worry, there will be more giveaways. Giveaways are fun. Armor Guard's gonna hit us for 1. We'll take it to the face, and then our encounter card is another Armor Guard. Okay, well, I like the fact that we have acute control at this point. So let's go ahead and toss a preemptive strike to play acute control. So after you ignore the guard or patrol keyword on a minion, exhaust acute control and deal 2 damage to that minion. Let's okay. Let us do just recently picked up the core set plus Sinister Motives. They're trying to find a regular content creator for this. Well, I'm a regular content creator for this, so I hope I can become the one. I know everyone is super hyped about Discord about Mutant Genesis. It's the new thing, right? It came out 3 days ago, so people are super excited about all of it. But I think Sinister Motives, and I have not played Mutant Genesis yet, but Sinister Motives is my favorite campaign. It's my favorite heroes out of the campaign box. Like, I love Gwen, I love Miles. They are both incredibly good and like really fun. And then the campaign is just kind of the best like campaign through line the entire that I've seen so far. And I have not played Mutant Genesis, but I've heard that it's not as good as that. So, how do you feel about two-handed solo? I feel like a more meaningful experience with the number of encounter cards you get, but my brain just prefers pure solo. I prefer pure solo just because of how quickly you can knock out games. I think with, two-handed, you do get to see a little bit more of the game. It's a completely different game at that point, right? Because you have to build your decks differently. In true solo, you have to do a little bit of everything, whereas in multiplayer or two-handed, you can kind of focus in one aspect and then figure out, I didn't play Flow Like Water. Claw should have gotten a damage. You can kind of like lean into being really good at something and cover multiple aspects of the game with the different heroes. But I like the true solo experience just because of how quickly you can knock everything out. I like true solo in this and in Lord of the Rings. In Arkham, I play two-handed just because there's too much to do that it's really hard to do just a solo experience. Okay, so yeah, cool. Let us We're gonna probably we're gonna hang on to a desperate defense, I believe. Let's, if we go phased or ready to rumble. So after you change form, discard this card and ready your hero. Ooh, so actually that allows us to defend. We'll flip. Ooh, ready to rumble works so well in a protection deck because you don't have to play a card to defend. Huh. Okay. I never really thought about that. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and attack this armored guard, dealing 2 damage to it. We will go ahead and flip into phased form. We will toss a preemptive strike to play a perseverance. So we get a tough, and then we'll hang on to a desperate defense. Actually, I don't know if we will. Let's toss the desperate defense. Let's get through our deck. Let's find some of those upgrades. So we'll roll into a powerful punch. That's nice. A phased and confused. Love that. Airwalk. Armored vest. That's nice. And another powerful punch. Okay, so we will ready up. So after you defend and take no damage, exhaust unflappable and draw a card. So what I probably should have done is known that I could have drawn into these powerful punches, because this is an attack and a defense card, so that would trigger unflappable and we could like kill one of these armored guards, but I don't want to really use it on just the 3. That's a little annoying. I could use it on claw because we are in phased form. The way that I read this is if I play powerful punch, when an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to that enemy. At that point, do I immediately flip? Because it's after you attack or defend. So here, when you're forced response after you attack or defend in phased mass form. That's kind of a weird one. What token set are you using? I am using everything from Buy the Same Token. So they have just an excellent assortment. They do the damage, the pluses, they do all these specialty counters. So like here's War Machine's ammo stuff. They have just a ton out there. I do it for Lord of the Rings as well, and then I have my Arkham stuff over there. They make this board which everything flips in, and then the ready exhaust tokens. I love them. Love them. Yes. So you immediately flip, so you would no longer be in phased form, meaning that you could take damage. But I have a tough, so we would be fine there. You flip after the attack. Sweet. Sounds good. Then if you are going to look at the Buy the Same Token, they have an Etsy store, but I highly recommend that you look at their website. It's a little bit cheaper if you buy it from their website. Okay. So here we go. We're going to place 2 here. Let's go ahead and Claw's going to attack for 2. I will toss an Airwalk and a Phased and Confused to play a powerful punch. So when an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to that enemy. And because I am in phased form at this point, I can ignore the guards. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. We will immediately flip into Kitty. Nope, wrong card. We will immediately flip into mass form or solid form. And we will take, if this activation deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. It's 0 actually, so we don't even lose our tough card. So that's pretty great. We're gonna lose it to this armored guard, unfortunately, though. That's a little annoying. I guess we don't have to. We also deal 1 damage from Flow Like Water because that is a defense card. I think, I'm trying to figure out. And then we took no damage, so Unflappable will trigger and we get to draw a card. Into Intangible Interference. We can get rid of that defense network side scheme pretty soon. Okay, so After you attack or defend in solid mass form, flip this card. Let's... I just don't want to lose this tough to one attack. That just seems lame. So let's maybe play a little suboptimally. So let's go ahead and have the armor guard here is going to attack. We will use the resource here and toss an armored vest for a powerful punch. So we will kill that armor guard. And then after we attack or defend, nope, we're not going to flip. Then this armor guard is going to attack us. We will defend, so we take no damage, and then we will choose to flip into phased form. We will discard ready to rumble to ready up. And then we have nothing. then we have one card. Okay. So encounter card is going to be sound manipulation. Take 2 damage, claw heals 2 damage. So claw's going to heal 2, and then I lose my tough anyways. So 8 to 8. And then it's our turn. I will... Minions don't get boost cards on their attack, right? They do not. They do not. So they, unless there are specific minions. So let me show you one. Oh, wrong side. Children of things. So they do not unless they have this keyword. So like Ebony Maw here has a keyword called Villainous, and it says the minion activates, you give it a boost card. Well, hopefully that makes it way easier. Hopefully that makes it way easier. Hey Doug, how's protection feeling? Protection's feeling pretty good. I'm playing kind of like a flow like water, heavy defense event strategy, and like unflappable. I'm not running any hard to ignores, because hard to ignores kind of, if we have a crisis, does not work because it's a response, and we would flip into mass and then we could not remove from the main scheme. I think in another scenario or something you could run a lot of hard to ignores because it's going to be really easy to trigger like the node or perfect defense build. But I'm enjoying him. I'm enjoying him. This card is actually a lot cooler than I thought, or even more cool than I thought. So this powerful punch, this allows you to when an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage. That also triggers flow like water. You can use it to pay with your mass form. It's nice to see actual aspect cards on the table. And that's the other thing, is with the X-Men, I am running very little aspect cards just because of how good the basic kit is for them. And with Shadowcat, I am just kind of, I don't actually even, I have what's his face, Professor X in there, but I think that's the only basic ally I have. I like the protection tactics in the side. I love that card. I did not put it in this deck because I was trying to make room for flow like water cards. So, but that's going to be in the Cyclops build. Absolutely. I'm most excited for the Cyclops, the Cyclops build, protection build. That's what I'm most excited for. So Shadowcat being in phased form, we are just going to thwart this main scheme, get that down to 0, meaning that we don't have to flip, and then we will stand up and draw into 5. I'm going to keep intangible interference. I think that's going to help. Actually, it's not. It's not going to help. Well, it could. Oh, we got electrostatic armor. That's another source of damage. Shadowcat surprise. And a desperate defense. Okay. Alrighty. So first things first, we'll place 1 here. Claw is going to attack us with 0 plus 2 boost cards. We're going to toss a Shadowcat surprise to defend with a desperate defense. So we're defending for 4. We can't take any damage, but it will allow us to stand up, and that's kind of what we're going for. So 0 +1. Cool. Okay. So I played a defense event. So we'll trigger Flow Like Water. So Claw takes the damage. It's not an attack event, so it does get around guard. We are in phase, so we could get around guard anyways. We will trigger Unflappable to draw into Defiance, and then we get to flip this into solid form because it's a forced response to do so. Do you prefer to run 1 ofs or 2 ofs in a card that are max 1 per player? You have so you have to only be able to, you're only able to run 1 of those. So if cards, I'm sorry. There are cards that are max 1 per deck, and then there are cards that are max 1 per player. I usually run 1 of those cards unless the deck very heavily revolves around the card. So Flow Like Water is a 1 of, Unflappable is a 1 of. These are really good to have on the table, but they're not required, right? And like I can, especially in protection, I'm also ready because desperate defense, especially in protection, you can kind of stall the game out until you can get all the pieces and then go. So protection is build, and then slowly chip away type strategy. And so these cards are really strong to kind of have on the table, but they're not necessary to the overall strategy. So yes, Doug, that was the example I was going to give. There are cards like Hone Technique. Let me grab it. Which I don't think you have. This came in the Ironheart pack. But Hone Technique says that whenever you play an attack event, you add the cost of that event into the damage that it deals. So this card I build decks around and I need them. It also says that you need to pay for the attack event with a mental resource, and so this is a mental resource. So just because it's a max 1 per player does not mean that they're necessarily dead cards, because you can always use them for the resource that you need. Whereas if I had multiple Flow Like Waters, I don't really need physical resources in this deck, so I don't need to run multiple copies of Flow Like Water. So that's kind of my thought process. If we're playing multiplayer, then I'll run some or multiple copies of like Skilled Investigator and Justice, so I can pass those out where multiple people can benefit from them. So I think that to answer your question, it kind of depends, but the majority of the time I'm running 1 copy of 1 of cards. Okay, so we will toss a Defiance to play an Electrostatic Armor. Did I do an encounter card? I don't think I did an encounter card, did I? Let's do an encounter card. I feel like no, I did just do this. Oh, no, I just drew the same one. Okay, so I take 2 damage and Claw heals 2 damage. Okay, so I'm down to 6. He's up to 9. We'll toss the Defiance for a Electrostatic Armor. We'll toss a Shadowcat Surprise for an Intangible Interference, saying that after I ignore a Crisis icon, I can remove 2 threat from that scheme. We will go ahead and just attack to knock off this Tough, and then that will flip us into phased form. So much of protection is also just playing on the villain's turn. Defiance is a card I always run that doesn't seem to get much hype. I love Defiance. Especially in like Flow Like Water decks and in like this deck, right? Because you can toss a 0-cost card, fill it back with Unflappable, trigger Flow Like Water, and you're not going to take any damage no matter what the boost card is. I love it. We also haven't drawn into any of our doubles. Actually, we're about to hit a lot of resources. We haven't drawn into any of our doubles or any of our perfect defense or perfected defense or whatever that card was called. There's a Phase Strike, that's nice. There's Kitty's Room, Phase and Confused 2/4, and the X-Jet. Okay. So we'll place 1 here. Claw is going to attack us for 2 boost cards. We will go ahead and just defend. Yeah, I think I want to defend here just so I can get some more cards. So it's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3. I have a defensive 2, but since I'm in phase, when I'm defending, I cannot take damage. As a forced response, I have to flip. So that flips into solid. I will trigger Unflappable to draw a card into Jocasta. Ooh. Also, Jocasta in this deck allows you to go grab Quick Shift, which is an incredible defense event for her, allowing you to draw 2 cards. So Jocasta may get to the table, so that's kind of exciting. I also want to get X-Jet to the table, so that's... Can I get both? Yeah, I can. I can get both Jocasta and X-Jet. I lose out on Kitty's Room, but I also... I'm at 6 health. I do kind of want Kitty's Room. We're about to shuffle, though, so we'll be fine. Armor Guard hits me for 1, and then we've got Claw's Vengeance. Claw attacks you. This attack deals damage, place 1 threat on the main scheme. So this gets a little... Uh-oh. Okay, so he's attacking us. Oh, and I electrostatic armor, so Claw should have taken damage. So he's going to attack us for 0. Nothing I can do. Plus 2, so that is 2 damage and 1 threat on the main scheme. Okay, so I'm down to 3, so Kitty's Room looks a lot better now. And I think I can actually, because if I roll down X-Jet, yeah, I think I'm going to prioritize Kitty's Room first. Or I could go Phased and Confused. I could go Phased and Confused and then roll down, and I think that's the right call. So Phased and Confused prevents the next attack, and then we Confuse, and then we're able to roll down safely. So let's do that. Look, Kitty's Room is nice. Okay, so we definitely want to get the X-Jet down. So let's go Genius and Phase Strike to play X-Jet. Kitty's Room is going to help us heal. Phased and Confused. I think we just let it scheme out. I think that's fine. So let's do that. Let's go X-Jet to pay Kitty's Room. We're going to draw 6, so 2, 4, 6. So we'll be fine. We'll hang on to Jocasta because we'll be able to grab one of those cards. We'll roll down and we will exhaust Kitty's Room to heal for 2. Okay. So we'll ready up. After watching your playthrough, I'm excited for Kitty out of the 3 you've played. She's been the biggest surprise to me. She's been the biggest surprise, definitely. We will draw into Def Focus. That's really good for us. Energy. Professor X. Defensive Energy. 2, 4, 5. And a Strength. Okay, well... we could play all 3 of these, and that sounds kind of fun. Let's see what happens. She's way puzzlier than I thought she was going to be. I'm going to place 1. Claw's going to scheme for 2 plus 2. So that threats out. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the deck until a minion is discarded. Put that into play. Engaged with you. There's another Armor Guard. Comes in with Toughness. And we advance. And then if we lose, or if we threat out on this game, we lose the game. It's a 0-0, so we're good. Okay. So encounter card is going to be Assault. So it surges because we're in Alter Ego. Weapons Runner. So Weapons Runner surges, meaning we resolve 1 more encounter card. Weapons Runner surges. Uh-oh, guys. And then we've got Hollow Shield Generator. Attach the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion. The attached minion gets +4 hit points and retaliate 2. So we're gonna throw this on. We're gonna throw this on this Armor Guard and then just ignore it forever. So that's the strategy there. Okay, so we have a lot of people in front of us now, which is less exciting. Don't really love that. Huh, okay. All right, okay. So we know we have a defensive energy here in the deck. So I think we've, yeah. Okay, so let's flip to phased and use Kitty's Room to draw a card. Oh, there's Perseverance. We're at 5 health. We're probably going to be taking 4 damage. No, we can kill one of these weapons runners. Let's just see what happens, right? Okay, so let's flip up into Shadowcat. We will use a Strength and the X-Jet to play Professor X. When Professor X enters play, choose one. We can confuse the villain, stun a minion, or ready an X-Men character. We will... Actually, it may be worth hitting this weapons runner twice instead of confusing the villain. No, we'll confuse the villain because we're going to want to roll down and heal eventually, so we'll confuse Claw. Professor X comes in. He has a thwart of 3. We'll just go ahead and take this defense network side scheme out, and then he will be a blocker for us. We've got Perseverance. We'll pay for it. Deft Focus. I am running out of room on this table. And then we've got an energy and a defensive energy for Jocasta. Jocasta is going to allow us to go grab a defense event, which will be this quick shift. We can attach it to her face down. And then we are in phased form, meaning that we want to stay in phased form. I mean, we could go weapons runner, and we could just use Jocasta later. I'm fine with that, actually. So let's go ahead and attack this weapons runner, take the weapons runner out. Then we will flip into mass or solid form. And I'm good with that. So we will ready. Draw into defensive energy. We get an encounter card. This decks out, so we get an acceleration token. I never do those things face down, as I already know the card. Is that no, absolutely, that's not cheating. I think it's to try and help it not be as confusing on the table. I think that's what they're trying to go for, but it also kind of blends in with my blue, so it can be hard to miss, or easy to miss. So we'll place 2 threat here on the main. We are going to draw. We have defensive energy, phased and confused. Give me a defensive event. Shadowcat surprise. Energy. Ready to rumble. No defensive event. Uh-oh. Okay, so Claw is going to attack with 2 boost cards. We will have Professor X step in and take this. It's going to be 2 damage. Professor X dies. He was getting discarded at the end of the round anyways, so that's fine. Then we're at 5 health. I feel like I need to defend one of these. Because if I don't defend one of these, then we could draw into that card that I take 2 damage, and at that point I lose. So we'll have this armor guard hit me for 1. This armor guard I will defend. So I don't take any damage. I deal 1 damage. And then Unflappable can trigger because I didn't take any damage. So I will draw into quick shift. Also, Jocasta can take a hit. Oh, and there's my quick shift. Jocasta will defend this weapons runner and just take 1 damage. Oh, I can buy viewers? Oh, this is exciting. George Stacy, I have to do face up to remember the cards. Oh yeah, yeah, George Stacy, which salsa, like George Stacy is one of my favorite. He's out of the Sinister Motives. He's one of my favorite support characters or supports. I'm gonna ban. There we go. Let's go. There's been so much spam this weekend. It's been a little annoying. Okay, so 2 encounter cards. First one being permanently phased. You cannot attack, defend, or change form as an alter ego action. Exhaust Kitty Pryde to remove permanently phased from the game. That works for me. Sonic Boom. Either spend all of the resources or exhaust each character you control. I don't know if I can choose. Can I choose to not spend, and since I'm already exhausted, be fine? Or do I have to spend them if I can? Because if I choose to exhaust each character I control and I don't exhaust any, then am I changing the game state at that point? I think you have to spend because it doesn't change game state, yeah. Boo. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we'll toss a defensive energy, ready to rumble, and a Shadowcat surprise. Yeah. Okay. So on my turn, let's exhaust the X-Jet, toss an energy, and play a Phased and Confused on Claw. Then we will flip down, use Kitty's Room to heal 2 damage. And we'll hang on to a quick shift. So we will ready, draw into a defensive energy, does not help. Phase Strike, does not help. Strength, 2, 4. Defiance, 2, 4, 5. Preemptive Strike. All of my defensive ends, sadly. We're going to place 2 here. Claw's going to scheme. He's confused. And then everyone else is going to scheme, which is only the weapon runner adding 1. So that makes it 5 onto the main. Then we'll resolve an encounter card, which is a weapon runner, which surges, into a assault, which surges because we are in alter ego. Sonic counter. Forced response. Oh, hero action. Check this out. We have a Phase Strike, so we can just discard that. Spend all of the resources to discard this card, and he gets +1 attack. Haha. Nice. Okay, so we will exhaust Kitty Pryde to get rid of permanently phased, so that gets removed from the game. We will. We're at 6 health. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so we have Phase Strike. We don't have anything to really like play, so I'm thinking with that 6. Now we're gonna exhaust Kitty's Room to heal 2. We're gonna use our action to flip into phased. We're gonna flip up. We will use a Strength and the X-Jet to play Phase Strike. Because we are in phase form, we can ignore the guard keyword. So Phase Strike deals 6 damage to Claw. And then we can, if you are in phase mass form, which we are, you can discard an attachment with the hero action or hero response from that ability. So we'll toss Sonic Converter. And that immediately flips us into solid form. I guess I could have not used the X-Jet, but it doesn't really matter because we have Def Focus over here. Don't you get something for ignoring? Oh, I do. Thank you. Intangible or acute control, and we'll choose to ignore this guard, which will kill this. Very good call. Thank you. This is scary. But not quite sure what to do about it. So let's toss a Defiance and a Preemptive Strike and Defensive Energy. We don't need them because we're not going to be doing any encounter cards this round. And we will ready up. We're in solid form. I wish we could get into phased form. Okay, so we will draw a Shadowcat Surprise, a Perseverance, so 2. Airwalk, that's nice, and another Perseverance. So if we can survive this, then will be interesting. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Claw's going to attack, but he's facing confused, so prevents the attack and then confuses him. Then we got 1, 2, 3 coming in at us, which we will have Jocasta take one of them, and then we'll take 2. Encounter card is Sound Manipulation. Take 2 damage. Claw heals 2 damage. Okay. Then we are ready to go. Okay. So. We will swing and hit this weapons runner. Knock him out. This armor guard also has Retaliate too. So the weapons runner is gone. We will choose to flip into phased form. Actually, before we do that, let's toss a Perseverance and use this solid. Actually, first we're going to thwart 2 off the main. Use solid and this Perseverance to play a Shadowcat Surprise to deal 3 damage to an enemy. We're going to hit this weapons runner and ready our hero. So she comes back. Alrighty. We will attack this weapons runner, taking it out. And then we will choose to flip into phased form. When we're in phased form, we are going to use this Perseverance to play Airwalk to remove 4 threat from a scheme. It's going to be 4 from here. Actually, no. Hold up. We will use, when we flip, we'll use the X-Jet to play Perseverance, and then we'll use Death Focus to play Airwalk. Because we have resource generators, might as well use them. Okay. Now we will flip up. She is so very puzzly. I like it. Genius. Desperate Defense. Phase Strike. Phase and Confuse. So 2, 4, 5. Nice turn. Did a lot. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to place 2 here. Claw is going to attack us. And we are going to play Quick Shift. We're actually going to play 2 copies of Quick Shift. So, a couple of things happen. Let's see. It's going to be 2 boost. We cannot take damage. We get to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flow Like Water triggers twice, so we'll deal 2 damage to Claw. Electrostatic Armor triggers once. Unflappable triggers, so we get to draw a card. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cards in our hand. I feel like that's pretty good. Have you watched the new... Oh, no, I haven't seen the new Black Panther trailer. I didn't realize that there was one. Ooh, is it good? Are you excited? And then we have to flip into solid form because we defended. We will defend this attack using the X-Jet to pay for a Desperate Defense. So we get to stand back up. This will knock this tough off from the electrostatic armor, and then deal 1 damage to the armored guard from Flow Like Water. I guess it's the other way around, but oh well. Came out this morning, shows off Ironheart and her new Black Panther suit. Guessing it's Shuri. Oh, that's cool. Hey, how's the X-Men? Hey, Altered. It is really cool. I was least excited for Shadowcat, and she's been the biggest surprise. She has been so puzzly and incredibly fun to play with. So, been very happy with Shadowcat so far. Does it take another damage from Electro? So Electro knocked off the tough, and then Flow Like Water did the damage. But yeah, so what I like about Shadowcat is I have 9 cards in my hand. So 3. Actually, no, I don't. I had 9 cards in my hand because she can get bonkers. It's great. It's great. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm probably going to want to roll down to protect health. He's confused, and I want to play this phase and confused on him. I could phase strike, so I could push him into the next phase. So, but I would have to figure out the solid deal. I need to figure out how to get back into phase form. Okay, so let's go solid def focus and toss a defiance to play a phase strike. We'll deal 6 damage here, which will kill this armored guard. And that allows us to flip into phased. While we are in phased, we will play a genius to play a Lockheed to remove 2 threat from this scheme. We'll use him to just thwart that last one off. No longer has guard. Then we will toss Ready to Rumble, Powerful Punch, and Airwalk to play a phased and confused onto Claw. We will flip down to Kitty Pride. We will heal for 3. We will flip into solid form using her ability and heal for 2 more with Kitty's Room, taking us up to full. Did I not do an encounter card? Oh, bummer. Ah, dang it. What's the encounter card? Okay, so we'll exhaust each character. And then I won't heal for 3. Okay, that was actually fairly easy to retcon. Thank you for keeping me honest. Okay. So instead of healing for 3, I would have been exhausted. Chikasa was exhausted, but she wasn't doing anything anyways. So we will stand up. Draw into Armor Vest, Shadowcat Surprise, Desperate Defense, Powerful Punch, 2/4. We decked out. You get an encounter card. Sometimes someone's got to pull for Claw. That's fair. Hey, wait a second. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about this whole push at this point, because I think we can probably have. We have 2 blockers. We have a tough. We're playing protection. We got Airwalk, so 2. Okay, so we got 2 coming in. Claw is going to scheme, but he is confused. Oh, we have so much buffer. We have phased and confused, 2 blockers here. Tough status. We're fine. Okay. Then we've got solid sound body attached to Claw. He gains retaliate 1 after this character's attack. Deal 1 damage. Hero action. Do we have a? No, we don't have it. We can spend 1 of each resource, which will actually be pretty easy to do for us to get rid of that. And then we've got Shadows of the Past. Excellent. So we get to see what Shadows is. So Shadow, we have the White Queen. So this is another one of those minions with Villainous, so she gets a encounter card, as we were talking about earlier. While White Queen is engaged with you, you are confused. Well, that's cool. We got the Hellfire Club. The player who defeated the scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile and set aside area for another copy of Hellfire Pawn minion and puts it into play engaged with them. Hellfire Pawns are a guard, patrol, surge, 1, 2, 3. And she's a 1/1/5. So we gotta get rid of her. Permanent Confused, that's new, and it really is. Yeah, that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I like that design. All X-Men Nemesis seem pretty chonky so far. Yeah, well, they are also just really good heroes. So okay, so let's flip into Phased. Let's use Kitty's Room to draw us a card, which is Phase Strike. That's exactly what we were looking for, to get rid of this Solid Sound body. Okay, so we will flip up to hero form. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the... Okay, we have a Shadowcat Surprise, so we're able to Shadowcat Surprise, attack, and get back into... This comes in with 2. Get back into Phased, allowing us to utilize Phase Strike on the new health minion. So I like that. We also have to kill this White Queen somehow. So I think that will actually be... Okay, yeah. So check this out. So we will attack this White Queen. Yeah, we'll attack the White Queen for 2. We will flip into solid form. We will have Jocasta attack Claw. Jocasta will die. Claw gets pushed. When reveal, searching counter deck discard pile for the Immortal Claw and reveal it. And then we've got Phased and Confused and Soul Sound Body, and he's at 28 hit points. You know, Mortal Claw, always search discard first so I don't have to shuffle if I don't need to. That's going to be another acceleration token, actually, which is a little scary. So that's going to be... That's a lot of it. Yeah, that's exactly... Yes, Jocasta, she's a staple protection ally, especially for solo. I love grabbing the... I don't remember her card name right now, but the one where you're allowed to draw 2 cards. Been able to trigger that twice on a turn and roll in with like 9 cards, and that's exciting. Mortal Claw comes in with 3, which is another acceleration for us. So we're going to be placing 4, which is a little scary. But I'm confused, so I can't do anything about it. But what I can do is, since I'm in solid form, we are going to... I don't think we need Armored Vest in this. 5 threat per turn. I think it's 1, 2, 3, and then we've decked out once for 4 threat per turn. But yeah, that's very scary. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Claw's at 28. White Queen is here. We're gonna use Solid and Armored Vest to play Shadowcat Surprise. So that's going to deal 3 damage to the White Queen, which will kill her. And then I can ready my hero. And then after I attack, I'm going to flip into Phased form again. Let's go ahead and... Let's thwart off the Hellfire Club. So we search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for Hellfire Pawn. There's one right there. Guard, Patrol, Surge. We are putting it into play, not revealing, so Surge does not trigger. Guard and Patrol, and 3 health. Curious that her nemesis is called White Queen and not just Emma Frost. Wondering if Emma Frost pack is in the works. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Doug, I add the tokens because I will immediately forget about all of the little icons. So I know you're not supposed to, but I do it anyways. Just because I can't. I can't not. So guard. And where's my patrol? Okay. It's good that the pawn sort of helps her. It really, yeah. It's kind of fun because now when I sneak around it, I deal 2 damage to it. Which is kind of fun. Which I will do. We're gonna def focus. We're gonna X jet, and we're going to. Preemptive strike for a phase strike, so deals 6 damage to claw. If you are in phase mass form, you can discard an attachment with hero action or hero response, so that gets rid of the retaliate, which is nice. So 6 damage to claw. I will exhaust acute control to deal 2 damage to the Hellfire. When testing out Phoenix, have you triggered her? Yes, I have. It's very terrifying. So I triggered it twice, I think. I know I at least did it one time. I think that was in my Justice game, which is currently on YouTube. And I was able to, I triggered it. She came out and I was able to rush down that next turn. But it's scary. It is very scary to flip Dark Phoenix. Oof. Yeah. We immediately flip into solid form. We're actually just gonna have Lockheed take a hit and kill this Hellfire Pawn, get him out of there. And then we're gonna toss a, no longer have guard, no longer have one of these. I probably should have done this before I attacked. I was thinking about airwalking the Immortal Claw. Yeah, that would have been the right thing to do. But instead, let's just go ahead and toss Desperate Defense in Airwalk for a powerful punch and deal 4 damage to Claw. No, that's a hero interrupt. I can't just do that. Never mind. Sorry. It's not like first hit, so I can't do that. So instead, let's just go ahead and toss Powerful Punch for an Airwalk. Remove 2. We'll take it from Immortal Claw. And call it a day. In solid form. Actually, wait, shoot. We're going to hang on to Powerful Punch. We're going to pay with a Desperate Defense for Airwalk. So we have Powerful Punch, so we can trigger it. Okay, so we got Energy. There's a Desperate Defense. Strength, 2, 4. And a Defiance. Okay, well, this is going to be kind of fun. We'll start out by placing 3 threat on the main scheme, which no longer has Patrol. Claw is going to attack. Oh, yeah, he's phase confused, so he's just going to get confused. He doesn't actually attack us. And then we've got Jetpack attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Flamethrower attached to the minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a minion and put it into play, engage with you, and attach this card to it. Okay, so let's find a Weapons Runner, because I feel like a Weapons Runner with a Flamethrower is pretty funny, plus I can kill it really easily. Deals indirect damage. Weapons Runner is now hitting us for 4. So that's a little scary, but that's fine. Okay. I have a dead hand. I have a dead hand. Because this is an interrupt, I cannot play it, and I just have money. Just have money. So let's attack and kill this weapons runner. Then we will flip down to... No, we'll leave the weapons runner out. And instead we will thwart 2 off of the main. I can't do anything. I'm just too rich. Woe is me. Help me. Okay, so we're going to place 3, 4 on, taking us to 7, which is not where I want to be with my life. But I don't know what else to do, so... I guess, honestly... the claw. Interesting. The claw. Yeah, claw has a lot of guard, a lot of crisis, a lot of... so I thought that it would show off Shadowcat's stuff pretty well. Let's... Let's stay up 1 turn. Let's stay up 1 turn. Okay, so we're going to place 3, taking us to 6. Claw is going to attack us for 1 plus 2 boost cards. We will Defiance this boost card, which is a 2. Nice. I'm ready. And... yeah, and then we will take this boost card, which is 2. That runs into my tough. We take no damage, so on flappable triggers, we can draw into Perseverance. Electrostatic armor triggers, dealing a damage. And then, I can't remember if I said flow like... No, flow like water triggers, so we deal a damage. Okay. Now, Weapons Runner is going to attack me for 4, which does indirect damage. We will... Also, when Claw attacks, we're going to play Powerful Punch, which deals 4 damage to Claw. And then another one from Flow Like Water. Okay. Now, Weapons Runner is going to attack us. We will use the X-Jet and Desperate Defense to defend for 2, or 4. So he deals 4, Flow Like Water, and Electrostatic Armor trigger, killing the Weapons Runner. I took no damage, so I get to stand up. Okay. Now our bad card is Advance the Villain Schemes, so I'm glad we stayed up, because that kills the Confuse. He's at 15. We are not in a good spot, y'all. And you defend it, so you go back to phase. Is that how that works? I will defend. I will do that. There's no reason for me not to. So yes, it's not a forced response on the solid form. It is a forced response on the phased form. It's been ages, 15, but really 5. That's true. That's true. But I can't do anything about it. So we're gonna, if we take 2 off, we'll add 3, which I guess we'll just do. Yeah, so we'll thwart 2 off of here. And then, so we're at 4, we will add 3, making it 7. Yeah, we're gonna toss a Perseverance, we're gonna toss a Energy. We'll stand up, draw into Ready to Rumble, Airwalk, Professor X, Defiance, 4, and Quick Shit. Oh, nice. Okay. Feeling better now. Maybe. So we're going to add 3. Claw is going to attack for 2. We will play Quick Shift and Defiant. We'll play Quick Shift. So we are defending. We have put Hellfire Upon into play, engaged with us, and then +1. So it's a 1, but we're in phase, so we can't take any damage. Quick Shift allows us to draw 2 cards. Phased flips to solid. Unflappable triggers, allowing us to draw a card. Flow like water and electrostatic armor trigger, dealing 2 damage to the claw. You can also thwart the 1 to remove 1 of the acceleration tokens, so it'll only go up to 6 instead of 7. That's true. That's true. Whoops, never mind. Oh, we have another Quick Shift. Okay. Hellfire Pawn is going to hit us for 2, which we will take. Encounter card is Caught Off Guard. Discard a upgrade or support that we control. That's going to be Kitty's Room. Actually, it's going to be Intangible Interference. There's no reason to keep Intangible Interference around. Okay, my turn. He's at 13. Okay, so we got him. So we will thwart the Immortal Claw. So removing 10 hit points. We'll Def Focus X-Jet to play Shadowcat Surprise, dealing 3 damage to Claw, killing him. That was... Oh, we also have a... We have a Guard and Patrol. So Shadowcat Surprise will kill this. We get to ready Shadowcat. So he still has 3. Missed the Guard and Patrol. We will have Defiance, Preemptive Strike, and Ready to Rumble. Come in to play Professor X. Oh, actually, no. We'll attack for 2, then play Professor X, readying an X-Men, and then attack for 2 more. There we go. Villains having no chill, almost blowing up a bedroom. Yeah, yeah, dude, they are crazy out here tonight. But because Professor X has the force response to confuse, stun a minion, or ready an X-Men character we attacked with Shadowcat, dealing 2, Professor X comes in, readying Shadowcat, dealing 2 more, and there goes Claw. That was a lot tighter than I thought it was gonna be. That was kind of exciting. Alrighty, we got one more game with Shadowcat today. We're gonna play leadership game. I'm gonna go to the Be Right Back, and I'll see you all probably in, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so. Alrighty, see you soon.